Hey everyone, welcome to the latest and greatest edition of the Dollar Bin Bandits Dollar Bin Finds. I'm Joe Marcello, joined always with my partner in crime, Mr. Orrin Phillips.
Like I said, we have a very specific skill set, and that's rating dollar bins. And I think we're fantastic at it. I don't like to brag, but
Brag
I like
away.
what we find.
Brag away. No one else is going to toot your horn except you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Or something.
Yeah. Now, who should show their treasures first?
I'm going to go first this time.
Knock yourself out.
Only because these aren't necessarily dollar bins; they are back bins.
Same.
Spent a little bit more than the usual dollar, but I went to Oh Yeah Comics in Harrison, and hadn't been there in a long time, and I wanted to get some swag. So I was flipping through. Had my son with me, so I couldn't spend the usual amount of time that I would normally, but I found some things that caught my eye. First and foremost, this is Avengers. Looks like it was around the 30th anniversary of the Avengers. Number 360, alternate visions, chrome cover,
Beautiful.
and this is White Vision.
Yeah.
So this was a pretty cool issue. I think it was timely, or at least 2 weeks late after the episode, but what have you.
I think covers like that are cool. Like if it's a simple sort of thing like that with just the
Yeah.
I think that's a nice look. I don't think there's anything gaudy about that.
No, I mean, look, I know we rag on the chrome covers and all that nonsense, but they're still pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they went overboard, but there's something to be said about it. I mean, granted, when they came out, there was a ton of them, but we'll look back and they'll be neat.
I agree.
I got this one. This is Adventure Comics with the Spectre. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It is, what is the actual number? Number 432 from. I don't open it up.
I say that's got to be early to mid 70s.
Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, I don't think it's that. Yeah, 74. This guy, Orrin Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, he has a trained eye.
Just know these things, man. I love that cover. Those Adventure Comics, a lot of the arts, like you got that one last time with like the Pegasus flying.
Yeah,
they're beautiful covers. They're just
I like it, and I think the Spectre as a character is really cool. Yeah. It's a really cool character. They've creatively, I mean, as much as I don't like the New 52, kind of his involvement in the whole thing was pretty cool. They've been creative with it. So, I got this. This is a Green Lantern number 127. Another angry Hal Jordan.
Oh, cool.
I had this as part of like a bigger graphic novel somewhere. And this is the single issue from that. So they're fighting the Weaponers of Qward in this. So basically all the folks that created the Yellow Lanterns of the Sinestro Corps.
Very nice.
Another, and this one is pretty recognizable. Tales of the Teen Titans. Mr. George Perez. So October something, number 47.
George would know.
Next one I got is Green Lantern number 166. Specifically, the reason why I got this is because I got the corresponding maquette statue, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Some time ago.
What a cool cover, man.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. I like this one.
Wow.
So if you buy this, the box has basically this design on the cover of the box. And let's see, the last one it is Justice League of America, January number 210.
That's a great issue.
Yeah, so I like this one. Pretty cool. Again, not dollar bin finds, but back bin stuff. Oh yeah, has some really. They have expanded their back bin collection. They only had a bit, and I guess they got a bunch of collections in. And if you really sift through it, you can find some really good stuff in there. You'll pay a little bit more than $1, but it's good stuff.
All right. Well, my collection has been accumulated over the past couple of months. I just put some stuff together. It is all from dollar bins. It is all from dollar bins, folks.
Go off.
Let me start one up right now. Superman, number 347. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez cover. Written on by the same bandit who did the other books we talked about. He wrote James Bond 007 on here. And he wrote Howard right there. He was an artiste, and that was his passion.
Howie.
Unknown Soldier 251. This is cool. Joe Kubert cover, but for me it's really cool because, well, two reasons. First, Dick Ayers' art. Dick Ayers was the father of friends of my folks, so I actually met him a couple of times. I was out of comics at the time, but I really should have taken advantage of speaking to him more. And the second thing, because I also like baseball cards and I'm a nerd, and nobody will care about this but me, but 1981 Donruss, the first year of Donruss baseball cards, how sad for that. Joe's about to fall asleep. Keep open those eyes, Buster.
What? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't realize we switched up.
Yeah, I'm switching formats on everyone. These comics, I don't pick them up a lot, but this one I just felt needed saving. Marvel Classic Comics, this is Moonstone. They took, classic stories, put them in comic book form. There's no ads. It's nicely done. I mean, I'll check it out. I don't know the story, Moonstone, but sure, why not? This is a cool book. Somebody did some origami to the cover, as you can see.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, Legion of Superheroes. Not a huge Legion guy, but I'll check it out. But the main thing, and I've got another book like this, it says on the bottom, extra free 16-page comic preview of Masters of the Universe. Now, when you open it up, it has the famous a book I actually do have, when Superman finds himself in the middle of He-Man.
So Superman is battling in Eternia.
Yeah, which is a really cool crossover. I didn't even notice until I got home that it has this, but I think that's a cool touch.
Yeah, they did a recent crossover, meaning past year or two, between
really?
DC and Masters of the Universe. Yeah, it was fun.
I'm ahead of the curve here.
You are.
A couple of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man 137, Return of the Tarantula. I'm just a sucker for the black costume.
Black costume.
And Web of Spider-Man 14, just a fresh cover. Black Fox Returns. Our little scribbling buddy is back with this Superman. This is Lex Luthor. But what I dig about this, it's Lex Luthor in the Superpowers battle suit.
Yeah.
Like the figure. Legion of Superheroes 223 with Superboy. Too late, Legionnaires. I've already sent Superboy to his doom. So I guess that's the end of Superboy right there. I guess he dies. Yeah.
You should only hope so. Now, which Superboy is this? There've been a few versions. Is this the young Kal-El version, or is this Superboy Earth Prime?
I think this is I actually don't know too much about the Superboy and Legion of Superheroes.
I guess
I don't read them too much. Listen, pal. When I read it, I'll let you know.
Get on that shit.
People don't get on my case. This is a book I already have.
If you all know, leave comments and berate our comment.
Yeah. Really put me in my place because I'm a fool. I'm an awful.
And talk smack to me too, because I could be talking out of my ass.
Yeah, that might not even be the Green Lantern figure. That could be a different figure. Superman 400. It's an awesome book. Yeah, I think you have this one.
Yeah.
Just some of the names that wrote in it: Bradbury, John Byrne, Howard Chaykin, Steve Ditko, Will Eisner, Mike Grell. Michael Kaluta, Jack Kirby, Frank Miller, Mobius, Joe Orlando, Winnie Panini, um, Bill Sienkiewicz, Walter Simonson, Jim Steranko, Bernie Wrightson, tons and tons and tons. An excellent book. Like I said, I have it already, but I just love this book. So,
Cool.
Superman Annual number 12. He's protecting Lex Luthor.
What?
Yeah. Luthor's in trouble. And Superman Special number 3. This is Spectacular Spider-Man 135. Electro finally beat Spider-Man. Now, here's a little problem I have. I didn't realize this is part 2 of a 3-part saga. So, because I feel I always need to complete things, now I have to find the other 2 parts of this, or else I will not know what's going on. And that bothers me.
eBay.
No way. That's what they tell me. There's a website for it.
Yeah, there's a website for it. You could also get it digitally immediately.
No.
Then we wouldn't be the Dollar Tree Bandits. We'd be the Amazon Comixology Bandits.
I'm not selling out like that. Another Superman, Toyman returns. Not a big Toyman guy, I got to tell you.
He's a bit of a creepy character.
Yeah.
By today's standards. He would have been canceled a long time ago.
He has some problems. Now, this is a funny book that I actually went through. The first story is kind of blah. It's Superman and Jimmy Olsen goofing around. But the secondary story is 3 Generations of Superman, starring Superman of the year 2020. Now, we're saying to ourselves, 2020? What was Superman like then? Well,
Right here.
let's show you quickly. Is there a good picture of his face? Not particularly. They kind of glossed past him. But he's an old man with a bit of a paunch and gray hair in 2020.
So what you're saying is I could have been Superman.
What I'm saying is 2020 was a tough year for everyone, including Superman. What if Captain Marvel had not died? Cool. I dig it. But it's Ron Lim art, and I love Ron Lim.
Yeah, it's one of the cool. I really like that Captain Marvel too. One of the few to never come back.
Yeah. This book, it turns out, I already have, but still, Al Milgrom art, Spider-Man and Black Widow for Marvel Team Up number 98. Now, this book I picked up and found out Ron Friends drew the cover. Ron Friends.
That's a really cool
Thank you.
cover, though.
It is. Him and Joe Sinnott did the inks on this one. It just has that old school kind of feel to it.
It looks like Kirby.
Doesn't it?
It really
Like it looks
does.
like it's out of the 60s.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Weird War starring the Creature Commandos. When you have a Frankenstein, a werewolf, and a Dracula in a jumpsuit chasing Hitler, you know you're going to get your money's worth.
So who's actually the bad guy in that?
It would be the Nazis.
Well, yes, that goes without saying. But does that mean Dracula is one of the good guys?
Dracula is good, and Wolfman is good, and Frankenstein's good. They're on the Allied side.
Hey, if we can get into a whole horror discussion. I think Frankenstein was always good. He was just misunderstood.
I agree with that. One thing, though, not historically accurate. That did not happen.
What?
No, didn't happen.
The show's over.
Yeah. I was hurt when I looked it up myself.
You trying to say the comic books take liberties?
Sometimes. Like the Statue of Liberties. Iron Man Annual number 7. Wonder Man in his fresh jacket and sunglasses. The look if you're a superhero.
Take it on, what is that? Ant-Man? Not Ant-Man, Giant Man, right?
Yeah, Goliath, who
Goliath.
was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
A series I think is okay. I wasn't a huge guy about it, but I figured I'd bring this little baby home with me. The Defenders, this is from the original run, 122.
Cool.
Yeah. Now this one, I had seen this in the bin before, and I skipped over it. Um,
It was
but it's a
Carl
Charlton
Wilson.
comic. There's a special place in my heart for Charlton comics. It's number one. The kids love the film. It's it's popular now as it was then. From the film 1776, a musical starring, I forget his name, but the man who did the voice of Knight Rider sings in this film. I had it on VHS. My parents taped it off the TV when I was a kid. I'd watch it a lot.
Wow, that must have had some awesome commercials in it too.
It did have a lot of awesome commercials. If you want to know a musical version of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, this is the book and the film to get. Now, this sometimes Jason Mink finds his way into our lives in ways we don't expect, and this was the case. I am a snob. I am very superficial, and usually, if a comic book doesn't have a cover on it, I just keep going. I can't get past it. That's how shallow I am. But I saw this, and I said, "Whoa, this art looks cool."
Is that Fing Fang Fu?
It's Grog. This is Jack Kirby with, as I mentioned before, Dick Ayers. This was originally published in 1961, but this is out of the Where Monsters Dwell of 1973 reprints. But it's Kirby art.
Okay.
A buck, I'll pay that any day.
So if they say don't judge a book by its cover, what do they say about a book that has no cover?
It's the perfect book because you can't be judged.
That means you have to actually read that thing.
You have to kind of get through it to find out, then judge and judge harshly. All-Star Squadron with the Justice Society, number 27. Dr. Fate taking on, as you'd mentioned, the Spectre. How cool is that?
And yeah, Easter eggs. I'm sure it was covered someplace on some website, but the guy who becomes Spectre in the more recent versions of DC, Crispus Allen, is actually in the Snyder Cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like Commissioner Gordon's second in command or something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also on the back is a game I did not have. I wish I did for my Atari, but the James Bond Octopussy.
That's naughty.
Yeah. Well, as the first James Bond film I saw in theaters with my dad, but all the action of the movie in box.
In the game. That's fantastic.
You feel like you're in the film. Just from looking at this picture, I'm like, oh, I remember that scene where I think they're on a train here.
Right? The block people are coming after you and you have to shoot your block gun at them.
Right. It just takes you back to a simpler time.
That was Atari?
That was Atari 2600.
Atari, yeah. When did they put any more time into that than they did in the ET game?
No, you want to keep talking smack about Atari. Hercules Unbound, number 7. A young Walt Simonson and Wally Wood working together on this book. So that's two of the best artists of all time coming together. Very cool. And the last one I have here is Marvel Age number 27. It's the preview of Secret Wars 2. There's a huge water stain on the front. Marvel Age is very hot right now because everyone seems to think that that's the first appearance of everything. One thing I always dug about Marvel Age was the little calendars in the back.
Oh, see, I remember that.
Yeah.
So Marvel Age, was that a comic or that was a preview?
It was basically a preview book. It would come out and, like spotlight on Planetary. So it wasn't hugely popular. If you're going to spend your money, I think most folks would rather have spent it on the book itself. Fred Henbeck did a lot of work in these. I guess before Wizard and all these books, this was sort of your go-to for what's coming out.
Okay.
But still, because of comic speculation, and like I said, they're saying like it's the first appearance of Omega Red and some other folks. I used to see these all the time in my comic shop. Like there was just tons of them and nobody cared. I went back just out of curiosity and they were all gone. Like nothing to be found.
Wow.
So
why is that? Just because people want to snatch up all the first quote unquote first appearances of?
Right. They think that they're going to have the one that's going to have the first appearance of some character who's going to be in a movie coming out. And they could say, oh, yeah, I have this book because it's the first time they mention so-and-so.
Interesting.
You know, I mean, and I get it because everyone, if you have a collection, you, of course, would like to make some money off of it. And if there's money to be made and you can get it cheap, I don't see any harm in that. But it's just, it's the way things are now. Things are changing, Joe.
No, yeah, I understand that.
And I hear you have a couple of books extra that you want to just mention quickly.
I do. So our friends Yeet Presents, prior to our interview with Mike Jones a few weeks back, he was kind enough to send me a couple of issues. I got on Patreon, so I get my stash regularly. So I got, first of all, I'd like to say that I got
Nice.
a thanks, Joe, from Mike Jones. Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like this. So this is a February. These are a past. So these are a couple of back issues.
Right.
So I like these. I have to. I really like the.
That's a fresh cover.
Yeah, I really like these.
Yeah.
And then.
William Ezra.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So good stuff. I got to. Again, I'm slowly but surely chipping away at my issues and actually reading physical books. It's pretty. I've been for the past few years reading comics digitally just out of convenience. But since doing this with you, I've actually got back into actually reading comic books, and it's interesting.
Open your mind, bro. And just so it's on the record, I expect Mike Jones to personally sign and draw a picture on every comic he sends me from now on.
Orrin's a little hurt.
It's just I didn't get one. Didn't happen. I would have liked it. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I guess Joe's a little more special than me.
Well, it's all the fancy editing I did.
True. It was a great episode.
Well, that is our dollar bin fines for this week. We hope to be back. Well, we will be back again next. We got nothing else going on, so what else are we going to do? Unless our wives tell us not to, we'll be back next week. So thank you all. If you have questions, comments, please let us know. If there are things you'd like us to discuss, please let us know. And by all means, let's keep this an open forum if possible. So thank you, Orrin. It's been a pleasure as always. And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.
Thumbs up.